Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, we had some wild price action across the altcoin sector late yesterday. Now we see a few pullbacks again, a little bit of a pullback, nothing major, and Bitcoin is still back in the range. The overall situation hasn't really changed since, I would say, well, around the 22nd of November. I mean, we are still in the same range. We are, as mentioned, in a correction. It's a sideways range, and corrections can go sideways. They can also go down. Yeah, there are corrections which take time, and then we have mainly sideways movement during these, let's say, time-based corrections, and then some are correcting the price through actual movements, and we would then expect a move down. We never know really if it's rather a sideways correction or a move to the downside. There are standard Fibonacci retracements which apply during corrections, and there are two possibilities for corrections at the moment that we have on the chart. The first one is the larger wave 4, and I'm only going to take a look at the shorter time frame in this video, but the first one is the larger wave 4 with support down here. Yeah, but I've already shown here the 23.6 retracement because it is relevant and it has led to a reaction on the 26th of November. But in this scenario, and I've highlighted the microstructure in yellow, in this correction or in this scenario, we have an A wave down, which was a 3-wave move, which bottomed on Tuesday, the 26th of November. Then there was a bounce, which is very ambiguous, I would have to say, in its structure. Really ambiguous, because I could say, okay, maybe this was the B wave, or we get another high in the B wave, possible. And from there we can then watch for a C wave down. So in this scenario, however, I need to see a break below $92,418 on a sustained basis. So a sustained break, a convincing break below that level, to suggest that we are moving down in this C wave. And it could target the area around 85K, but we will really need to see that break of support first, because until then, it could be a different correction, let's say less deep correction, and an internal wave 2. So talking about the blue count now, we have, yes, we saw a 3-wave move down, but this was an internal wave 4, a smaller wave degree. The reason why I've got this on the chart is because the move to the upside from that low on Tuesday the 26th looks a bit like a 5-wave move down. I mentioned to you before, I'm not convinced by it, but I'm still watching for higher prices as long as we're holding above Fibonacci support, which is located between 95,618 and 92,418. And then we could see further extensions from there. Okay, whether this is then a 3rd wave, which might take us into the region around 110K, or just a B wave extension, will have to be seen. At this point, if we see a rally from here, it would look more like a 3rd wave. But we need to hold 92,418, and the break above the last high is needed here at around 98,170, followed by a break above the green line at 99K to confirm this scenario further. So it is, the market is quite undecided. As I said, we're in a correction. We're dealing with corrections. It's a 3-wave move down at the moment. Pullbacks have remained corrective in recent weeks. And as long as we only have so-called corrective pullbacks, the focus can remain on higher prices. But we're in a region where, we are stuck just below key resistance, 100K, 99K. And it's just difficult for the market to push through. So it's not going to be easy. It might morph into further, more complex sideways corrections, of course. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of. And overall, as I said, I'm not convinced by this 1-2 setup, but it is technically a valid 1-2 setup. And I cannot confirm yet that this larger wave 4 has started. Can't do that without a break below that 92,418 level. Now looking at the micro then, I've added for this internal C wave here in blue a Fibonacci target area measured based on the initial A wave down compared with the C wave down. And this is the blue Fibonacci target zone. which is more precise than the larger orange support region here. And this is located between 93,517 and 95,270, and there's an overlap around 94,600. So these are just additional levels to watch if you're interested in the micro. Looking at the bigger picture, I mean, nothing has changed, so I'm going to ignore that now until we see a bit more action, because there are many altcoins that need updating. So I'd like to leave it short here, keep it short. So yeah, that's the update at the moment about Bitcoin, which means today the focus needs to be on this blue Fibonacci extension zone and the support zone. And below that, the focus will shift probably on the area around 85K. But as I said, we can keep it very, very simple. Yeah, that's what I tried to communicate in the last few days. We can keep it very simple, because as long as we're holding the upper support area, I tend to focus on higher, even though, this is not like high probability or something, but still, it is a 1-2 setup with very, very clear parameters. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.